morning, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Denzimus, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empath free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share the video, friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. Today's video, I'm going to talk about being highly awakened. There is the beautiful part of it, but there's also the uncomfortable part of it. As a highly awakened empath, you go through a lot of transformation. So you go through, of course, I've mentioned some of the things, the ego death. You start to lose your old identity because now you're stepping into your original self. You're connecting with your higher self. And you're becoming authentic, more authentic, and you're becoming that person you came here to be. Now, it's a very painful process, ladies and gentlemen. I've been on this journey for 3 years, and it has been a complete mix of emotions. So I've got the good things I've seen along my journey, but at the same time, there is also other uncomfortable things because now you're understanding that you're different. You've lost that ego, that false self that society has programmed you to be. Now you're starting to see that actually you're not that person that you were told that you was initially. And a lot of times, many people go through very massive transformation. It is very, very uncomfortable, ladies and gentlemen. I can guarantee you this in the beginning, especially during the ego death. It is extremely uncomfortable. There are some things you cannot even explain to some people around you. So it's the reason why sometimes you see a lot of times people don't understand you. You know, people, they recognized you yesterday, but all of a sudden they see you have changed. You're going through all these changes, you become a completely different human being, and they do not understand what exactly has happened to you. So that's where a lot of times you're going to be misunderstood. I've also talked about many signs that you're highly awakened. Usually I've talked about the good signs, but in this video I want to give you guys the 8 signs that you're a highly awakened individual. Sign number 1. You're the glitch in the matrix. And you can see the matrix for what it is. Why do I call this uncomfortable? Because at the end of the day, you look around you and there is things happening around you and you're the only one that can see these things. No matter how hard you try to explain to people, listen guys, listen my friend, listen brothers, listen family, this is what is happening. This is what you need to see. You bring stuff in front of their face, they cannot hear you. I'll tell you guys, ladies and gentlemen, it was one of my most shocking moments in the beginning of my awakening. When I was trying to explain some things to people. And some people used to think that, this guy is crazy, we don't know what is happening to him. Sometimes even guys are scared of you. You will see sometimes people running away from you. You can see the matrix for what it is. You are the glitch in the matrix. You are the only one who can get it. Not only that, you're also finally understanding that this whole thing is a simulation. So you can see the simulation. So this is like you're sitting back and watching a very big screen. You know what I mean? It is very, very scary, guys. And sometimes many people cannot understand this. So you're sitting back comfortably and watching everything in front of you like you're watching a very big movie, and that movie doesn't seem to end. You can see people moving around like robots, people doing things they're not even aware of, people saying things that they're not even aware of. You can know each and everything happening around you. Sometimes you can even have a situation, you know, you're watching TV, you know everything that on the programs, everything they're showing on the programs, you know what exactly do they mean, what is the motive behind the things they're showing on TV. You can know the system, how it works, and you can know for a very long period of time, society has been also programmed using television, you know, video games, all these kind of things that are outside of you. So you know, and you can see that people are living in a simulation. And most of the times, a lot of times, many people are not even aware of this. So they're moving from place to place and another place to place, and it's like they're going in some kind of a cycle. And most of the times, it is you, the only person who is highly awake, that you can figure this out and you can see this simulation for what it is. It is very uncomfortable, ladies and gentlemen, and I would like to know if you're the person I'm talking about. Let us know what has been your experience in the comment section below. Sign number 2. A highly awakened individual experiences, why do I call it uncomfortable? Because you experience a high level of separation. So most of the times you're going to be isolated from your entire families, from your entire friends. A lot of you guys are going to leave your churches. A lot of you guys are going to leave your jobs. A lot of people are going to get released from their relationships. You're going to go through separations. You're going to go through divorce. It is very uncomfortable, ladies and gentlemen, because at the end of the day, you do not know what to expect. You don't know what is on the other side, but at the same time, you feel that you need to get out of some situations because now you finally realize that those particular situations have not been serving you for the longest of time. So you're now starting to feel like you're an alien. You know what I mean? So you're standing out of these groups and these societies and these communities and everything. You're standing somewhere on an island. So you're looking around you and it's like there's nobody around you. Nobody can talk to you or nobody understands you. You cannot explain things to people. So a lot of people who are going through awakening and a lot of people who are highly awake actually at some degree in their lives, they're going to experience a high degree of separation and isolation. So they're going to notice that they are standing by themselves on an island and it feels like you're an alien. Whenever you go into communities or groups of people, you're going to feel that actually you're struggling to fit in. It's like whatever they're saying, you don't understand what they're saying. Maybe you understand it, but actually you do not resonate with it, or sometimes you do not even agree with it. So the separation always comes at some point. It takes a couple of months after the awakening, whereby you start to see that now it is time for you to start dragging yourself and your energy out of certain situations so that you can stand back and keep on working on yourself and elevate yourself to some degree to become the highest version of yourself. So the third one, the sign that you're highly awake, uncomfortable sign, is when you have got that ability to experience or sometimes see physically demonic activity within the matrix. This one is going to become very obvious when you become highly awake. You know, you start to use your sixth sense. Your sixth sense is very, very, very much open. You tapped in. You know what is going on. You know what time it is. You're going to look around you and you're going to notice most of the times when you're in crowds, you can easily identify low vibrational beings. Because as a highly awakened individual, you also understand what is energy. So you know the differences between energy. You understand that many people carry different types of energy. Sometimes some people you meet are high vibrational, and some people you meet are low vibrational. So most of the times, the people who are low vibrational, they also happen to embody different kinds of spirits. And most of the times, it is going to become very obvious to you. And again, I've told you guys this is very uncomfortable. You're going to be able to differentiate the differences between energy anytime you get involved with people, or anytime you get across or you come across certain individuals. You're going to actually be able to read their energy, and sometimes you'll be able to see what kind of spirit is behind those individuals. It is very uncomfortable because sometimes it's not a pretty sight. So the fourth one, which is very uncomfortable as well, is as a highly awakened individual, you're also going to have a problem and a difficulty with love. So when it comes to dating, as a highly awakened individual, it is going to become very difficult for you. Most of the times I've told you guys, you feel like an alien. So most of the times people who are highly awake, they're looking out there and they're trying to find their soul tribe. They want to find their community. They want to find their family. You know what I mean? Most of the times you want to find the people who understand your language, who can speak your language. And most of the times the people who are around you, because I've told you guys, the matrix, they're the masses. So the awakened individuals, they're the minorities. So you're going to find a problem whereby you want to date sometimes. You want to go in a relationship. You want to go on a date. You want to find somebody, you know, a counterpart, a soulmate, or whatever. It is going to become very difficult, ladies and gentlemen. The very moment you unplug yourself out of the 3D, or whether it's you who has unplugged yourself, or whether it is the universe that actually unplugged you from the matrix, it is going to become very difficult for you to date people who are low vibrational. It is going to become very difficult for you to date people who are in the matrix, people who are still asleep. Most of the times when you meet those individuals, you want to go on a date, you're going to realize that you guys do not meet you do not meet each other in any way, shape, or form. You're talking about different things. They're talking about clubs. You're talking about meditation. You're talking about spirituality. They're talking about churches. They're talking about this. So most of the times, even if you successfully meet those individuals, even maybe 1 or 2 days, you're also going to realize that those individuals, for some reason, because you guys are on 2 different frequencies, a lot of those individuals, they're going to gravitate away from you. And most of the times, those kind of entanglements or relationships, they're usually not going to work. So you prefer to date a person that is highly awake, the person that understands where you're going and what it is you're doing, and the person that can also speak your language. It's very uncomfortable because at some point, you spend long periods of time without dating, you know. So most of the times you're being pushed to work on yourself, to work on your craft, to elevate yourself, to grow spiritually. So most of the times you don't even have that time. But even if you have the time for that, the people that are around you, the immediate people around you, you're going to notice they're not on your frequency. So dating is going to become a problem for a highly awakened individual. Sign number 5 that you're highly awake. Uncomfortable sign that you're highly awake. You're going to recognize the unity in everything, the oneness in everything. You're going to see that no matter what color the person is, no matter where they're from, no matter what religion they believe or what faith they believe, no matter what family they come from, no matter their political ambitions and political ideologies, you will always notice that everybody around you, we're all connected in some way. So you can see the oneness between the things around you. You can see the oneness between people, between animals, between insects, between birds, and you're going to realize that actually everything around you is connected to you in some way, shape, or form. Why do I call this uncomfortable? Because at the end of the day, you might recognize that you're viewing people as your brothers. You're viewing people as your friends. You're viewing people as your family. You want to take everybody because you understand that everything is one. But sometimes there's a lot of people who do not see it that way. So a lot of people, they will think that, this person, you know, they think they are this or they think they are that. You know, sometimes the people, they will call you different kinds of names because maybe sometime at that point you know so many things and you know so much, you know too much. And there's some people who are not at your frequency, but you understanding all this knowledge and understanding all this uniqueness and oneness of everything, you want to take everybody as family, but most of the people around you, they do not see it that way. So a lot of people still believe that, because I'm a Catholic, so somebody is a Protestant, we're not the same. You know, somebody is a Muslim, somebody is a Buddha or is a Hindu, whatever it is, religion or things like that, races, color, you do not see everything. The only thing what you see as a highly awakened individual, you see energy. And you understand that all these energies, we are connected to each other in one way, shape, or form. So the 6th one I want to talk about as a highly awakened individual, uncomfortable sign that you're a highly awakened individual, is when you have also experienced a very massive Kundalini awakening during the process of awakening. And at this point in time, your eyes are open, your spiritual eyes are open. And sometimes you're seeing people and you can see the aura around these individuals. Now, most of the times, not everybody may have the ability to see these auras, but a lot of people are highly awake, especially the guys who have worked on themselves, who have ascended to some degree and who have massively transformed their lives. They're going to experience a case whereby they're going to meet a lot of individuals. And most of the times, you can see these auras and you can differentiate the differences between the individuals that you meet. Like I've told you guys, it still comes back to that point whereby you're able to read energy, you're able to see energy. Sometimes you can even smell energy. It may come to that point whereby sometimes you may smell sometimes different kinds of spirits. You may meet sometimes certain individuals, they may come into your presence, and when they come close to you, you're going to be able to smell that spirit, the spirit that is within them. You know what I mean? Especially if those guys are low vibrational. So whatever smell comes to you, you will know that this is a very pure spirit or this is a very dark spirit. So you can differentiate between the energies. But on top of that, you also are able to see the auras that are around people. It's very uncomfortable, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I would like to know if it has happened to you and you've seen one of those signs. Let us know in the comment section below. Now, the 7th one, uncomfortable sign that you're highly awake, is you may find sometimes you are highly psychic and highly intuitive. Why do I call this uncomfortable? Because sometimes you will know things, you know, you will just know things. There is things that are going to come to you. Because I've told you guys, these individuals who are highly awake, most of the time they're getting spiritual downloads. So most of the time the download is going to come to you about your father, or a download may come to you about your parents. Sometimes you may go to sleep and you have visions about your own family, your own friends, your own workplace, and things like that, the people that are close to you. Even sometimes you may get visions about strangers, people that you've not seen, sometimes people that you've seen so many years ago. So a lot of information is going to be coming to you, and most of the times when you bring out this information to people, a lot of people are going to call you crazy. They're going to say, "Oh, how do you know these kind of things? How did you know that this was going to happen?" You may tell individuals that, "Hey, listen, do not go on that trip. I don't know, whichever trip you want to take to the countryside or to another country or to another city." You may find yourself telling people that do not go to that place or do not do this and this, and people do not understand why you're telling them these kind of things. Because psychically, you have already predicted that whatever's going to be the outcome is not going to be a good outcome. So Sometimes you're helping to protect the people around you. Do not go for that trip, or do not date that kind of person, because you've already seen psychically what those individuals are all about. And sometimes you happen to just know things. Things are just coming to you. You just know things. You just say things without having a clear information where this information and knowledge is coming from. So a lot of times these gifts of psychic abilities and intuition, it's like it may come a point whereby you have got to numb yourself a little bit, so that people do not really understand what you're all about. So sometimes you'll find yourself being in places whereby you may just have to be quiet. You do not have to say a thing, because even if you say a thing, you may sometimes say things that are going to shock other individuals and to bring them to that knowledge that they're not even ready for. So it's also a highly an uncomfortable sign that you're highly awakened individual when you're highly psychic and intuitive. The last one, uncomfortable sign that you're highly awakened individual, is when you understand the power of now. Now you're going to realize that actually a highly awakened individual understands that everything in the universe is happening at this exact moment. So there is no tomorrow, there's no yesterday, there is no later on, there is no between there is only now. The only moment you have got is now. So sometimes you may find yourself making very difficult decisions. You may be in a meeting, for example. I'll give you an example, real case scenario. You may be having a meeting with your mates, you know what I mean? You're having a dinner or whatever, you're having a chat or things like that. And all of a sudden people will just see you standing up and leaving. And people do not understand why have you actually left that place. They do not understand everybody's still enjoying, they're having fun and everything, but for you, you've already gotten information that there is something you have got to do now. It doesn't matter how long or how much it's going to take, you have got to get up in that particular moment and move and go and do that particular thing. And sometimes you do not have to explain this to anybody, because either way, people are not going to understand you. So you understand that everything that you have got to do on each and every single day, it is happening now. So in a mind of a highly awakened individual, there's no yesterday, there's no tomorrow, there's no saying that, oh, you know what, let us leave that project because, you know, maybe tomorrow is going to be a favorable day, or this and that. You know everything you're doing, whatever it is you want to put out to the universe, whichever energy you want to put out to the universe, it has got to happen now. Why do I call it uncomfortable? Because sometimes it is going to drag you out of certain meetings. It is going to have to sometimes get you out of certain relationships, because you understand that this particular relationship is not working out and you have got to leave it now, exactly now. You're not planning to leave the relationship tomorrow. You're not waiting for applying for a certain job tomorrow or the next week. You have got to apply now, because that is the moment everything is happening, and everything is happening for your favor. Because also high awakened individuals understand that whatever is happening around them, everything is happening for them. So there's nothing that is working against you. All the experiences, whether they are good, whether they are bad, everything is happening for you, because the universe has got your back. So of course, guys, those are my 8 signs that you're uncomfortable signs that you're highly awake. I would like to know which of these signs resonate with you in the comment section below. And until then, guys, it's been a blessing to have you guys on board. You can always book a session with me if you want to. You may donate and support my channel if you want to. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Peace.